Hey, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. I got the rolling in the first half hour, got my dates wrong. Barack Obama, thank you, my dear friends out there, family and friends. Thank you very much. I got the dates wrong. Friend said Obama was elected in 2008, took office in 2009. That is correct. So Bush was... before that, so let me get my computer back up. Sorry, it went down really quick. But anyhow, we're talking about Georgia, and you got to put the first half hour and this one together, Amanda. It's got to go together to make this, and we got to get the word out, because like I said, today, I'm not looking for Georgia Republicans to like me. I'm looking for Georgia Republicans to realize that so goes Georgia, so goes the nation. There is a reason why Stacey Abrams, and it's not because her last name starts with an A, alphabetically, there's a reason why Barack Hussein Obama jumped in with George Soros, and Eric Holder will be next. There's a reason why George Soros sent $1 million, probably he'll send several more, and Obama's first list of endorsements up at the highest rank goes to Stacey Abrams, which the media cannot write. Put a picture of Stacey Abrams up, please. The media cannot write a single article, not one, without starting it out as the possibly the first African-American woman to be governor in the United States. So there you go, and they got a game plan. Now, we put it around, we brought it around, we talked about Stacey Abrams, we'll just put it up, Janice Law, put her up, running for governor. Janice Law is running for insurance commissioner in the state of Georgia, and then we have Thornton, I forget his first name, I don't have it pulled up, and he is running, Thornton's running for superintendent of schools, Georgia superintendent of schools, and Barack Obama has endorsed Stacey Abrams. And I said early in the show, Republicans better wake up and smell the black coffee brewing. And for those politically correct out there, the African-American coffee brewing, whether you like it or not. Now, we twisted that around to trying to create the atmosphere, the 2008 Barack Hussein Obama atmosphere. Now, if they could crack Georgia, they have cracked North Carolina. They have cracked Virginia, okay? They have cracked these states where in the governor's mansion, in the state houses, in the constitutional offices of the state, you are seeing now back to Democrats. They're working slowly and methodically through the South. They really think that Georgia is fertile ground. Now, 3 African Americans on the ballot. But I've turned it around to, what about lieutenant governor? So let's put Sarah Amica, what's her name? I forget. All right, she's running for lieutenant governor. Well, I understand that doesn't exactly fit the black coffee brewing scenario, but she's running for lieutenant governor. Who is she running against? Geoff Duncan. Geoff Duncan, let's put Geoff Duncan up, okay? Now, let's go to, all right, she's running against Geoff Duncan, so let's go to the tape. Let me see what I have here. Let's go to it. All right, put up the Geoff Duncan statement. So, now Geoff Duncan won in the runoff, and here's his statement on Facebook. Geoff Duncan won in the Republican runoff against David Schaefer. He won 50.1%, and David Schaefer won 49.9%. A couple thousand votes and a 500,000. Let's call it a 500,000 votes. Only a couple thousand supported these guys. This was an ugly race. Now, I'm going to bring this home for you. So Geoff Duncan wrote, I want to thank David Schaefer for his years of public service. Wow, this tune has changed, right? I want to thank David Schaefer for his years of public service and for all that he has done to grow Republican Party in Georgia, the runoff election to determine who would become the nominee of our party was a fierce competitive battle that was decided by 1,597 votes out of 559,333 votes cast. Because the outcome fell within 1%, David had every right to require a recount, but not requesting a recount. David put the interests of the party and the taxpayers of Georgia before himself, and for that I thank him. Now take notice, Duncan has changed his tune, and Duncan says Schaefer David how many times? Mentions his name, okay? So he's trying to appeal to the David Schaefer and say thank you, David Schaefer. Primary elections are tough family discussions, and my election with David was no different. David was tough as nails, talented opponent who ultimately made me a better candidate. Made him a better candidate? You ran a trash, garbage campaign. You ran one of the lowest despicable campaigns I currently remember, okay? David's selfless actions allow our campaign to immediately focus on winning the general election against the liberal Democrat who won her primary more than 10 weeks ago. I think we put her up. I think her name's Sarah. Let me be clear. It will be extraordinarily difficult to win in November without David Schaefer and his supporters. So he's running against Sarah here. It will be difficult to win without David Schaefer and his supporters. And I look forward to working together over the next 3 months to unite with the ultimate goal of defeating an energized and very liberal Democrat base. Now, so put up Geoff Duncan. That's Sarah. He's running against Sarah. Geoff Duncan, all right? He wins by 1,597 votes out of over 500 and close to 60,000 cast. Dirty, lowest, nastiest campaign. Now, the night, I know it wasn't decided, but the Thursday night after the Tuesday election, Casey Cagle stood on the stage with Brian Kemp. Stood on the stage, all right? And Casey Cagle asked his supporters and pledged his support to Brian Kemp, used Kemp's name multiple times. Now, Geoff Duncan is begging Schaefer supporters, begging David to help him. Now, so let's go to Schaefer's statement. Put up Schaefer's statement there. And this is not the full statement, so you go ahead and put up David Schaefer's statement concerning that. And did I send Schaefer's statement? All right, just go ahead and put it up when you get it. And let me read this for a second. Now, you just read. Now, this is longer than that statement, but you just read, okay, the David Schaefer wrote, "The good Lord has a plan for each one of us. With the counting of provisional ballots complete, it is clear that his plan for me does not include being Lieutenant Governor of Georgia. We came very close with 49.9% of the vote. I am entitled to an automatic recount because the margin is so narrow, but I have no plans to ask for one. I do not believe that the retaliating, okay, however, I can't get the word turned out right, the electrical voting machines will change the outcome. Second, with the general election less than 14 weeks away, it is timely to unify behind our Republican nominees." Now, what's missing there? I don't hear Duncan. It says Republican nominees, plural. It's time to unify. What David Schaefer does not want to do is he doesn't want to recount that puts Georgia in the highlight of Fox News, or especially Joe and Minka and CNN and all the liberal networks that are going to AJC. You know, nothing more enjoyable than watching a Republican's head fall out of the ass of Greg Bluestein at the AJC. I'm sorry, I should never said that, never said that. Erase that, Amanda. Okay, let's go back. Anyhow, all the liberal networks, David Schaefer did not want them headlining every day, taking away from Brian Kemp and adding fuel to the fire of Stacey Abrams or the Democrats in any way, of saying, hey, look what David Schaefer's doing and Duncan. He just did not want those headlines. He did not want to take away from the other Republican nominees. You got it? Never mentions Duncan's name. I am grateful to everyone who helped me in this campaign, those who endorsed me, donated their time and treasure, encouraged, prayed for me. It has been an amazing and humbling experience that I will never forget. Where's it at? Okay. My heart hurts. My heart hurts for all those who worked so hard on my behalf. I am sorry that we were not victorious, but please do not hurt for me. My life is richly blessed and I am at peace with the outcome of the election. God has a plan for me, and it did not end the day of the Republican primary runoff. I'm still missing hearing, what is it, Geoff Duncan, okay? I spent my entire adult life helping build our Republican Party. That is true on David Schaefer's part. And that work will continue. I have spoken to Brian Kemp. Pay attention, folks. I have spoken to Brian Kemp and offered my support to him and the Republican ticket. Okay? Let's see. I don't hear... Dick, Amanda, did I miss something? Did you hear him say he spoke to Geoff Duncan? I just need to clear that up in my brain. I don't think I heard him say he spoke to Geoff Duncan. Or Geoff Duncan, as we call him here. Okay, so... I spoke to Brian Kemp and offered my support and the Republican ticket, as I have done in every election since I've been old enough to vote. I will be working hard for the Republican victory up and down the ballot. As always, I hope you will feel free to call me if I can help you. I am reachable at the state capitol to the end of the year. Thank you again, and all the best, David Schaefer. Okay, what is missing there? It's missing Geoff Duncan's never mentioned one time by name. Not once. Geoff, he is never encouraging his voters one time to go support Geoff Duncan. He is never saying, hey, everybody that worked for me, run over and do everything you can to get on the Duncan train. Not one word. Interesting. See, the Republicans may need to do Unity Rally 2.0. They may need Unity Rally 2.0. Because I'm telling you, this race alone, 500 out of 560,000 votes, 250,000 plus. I don't know how many out of that, but there's a lot that don't like Geoff Duncan, and I being one. I can't come and lie. I can't come to you today and say I like Geoff Duncan. I can come to you today and say, you know what? I said it for months. Casey Cagle was not a bad candidate. In fact, if Hunter Hill would have been the nominee, I would be here saying, you know, I like Hunter Hill. If Casey Cagle's the nominee, I would not be retracting anything. I would say, hey, how many times did I tell you? He's not a bad candidate, okay? I mean, what could happen? What could be worse for the state, eh, Stacey Abrams? I mean, on this show, I looked at this camera, and I really like to keep myself clear. I looked at this camera, and I said, I don't like Geoff Duncan, and I don't like him today. So what do I do, right? I mean, I don't know this other lady, and yes, God, she is a Democrat, and the bottom line is they're socialist Democrats. I'm going to try to get her on the show. Put that on the list. I want her on the show, Amanda. Let's try to get her on the show, okay? So anyhow, what do you see missing? Now, here's my other concern, because we have a lot to do today and we're not done. Here's my other concern, okay? Pull up the one that says Monica. Do you have that? It says Monica. It just says Monica. It's a Facebook statement. And I want to read this. Tell me when you... There you go. Now, you probably can't read this at home. Don't worry, but this is on Facebook. This is the Monica Matthews. And I think she's on the radio in the afternoon in Atlantis, okay? But this is the Monica Matthews. Geoff Duncan issued a statement of thanks. I just read that to you. Geoff Duncan issued a statement of thanks to David Schaefer for making him a better candidate. For the record, you will never be a better candidate, Geoff, because you're a liar and a thief. Your margin of win reaps a silver of Georgians. Wait a minute. Sorry. Back up. Geoff, because you're a liar and a thief, your margin of win reps a sliver of Georgians who accepted a lie over the truth, that truth of what a dirtbag you really are. That's right. No one who runs the smut campaign you did should boast about a victory. I would never vote for you. Partisanship be damned. Partisanship be damned. You aren't one of us. Don't you forget it. Folks, that is flying across the internet. Not just that. It's flying across Georgia. The Republican GOP, John Watson, the chair. This is directly to you. I hope somebody will send you a message. John, you need to do Republican Unity Rally 2.0, and you need to get David Schaefer. If you want me to vote for Geoff Duncan, you need to get David Schaefer to ask me to vote for Geoff Duncan, and so many more in Georgia if you want that race to not drag down the ticket. Because I have told you today, there's a black coffee brewing in Georgia. And you better wake up and smell that coffee, fresh aroma in the morning. And for those politically correct, African American, because Obama didn't come to Georgia because they don't have their sights on some things. He didn't, the media wants to tell you, well, he snubbed the three named girl out of New York that's the socialist that's running around saying, hey, free health care for everybody. Well, wasn't that Obama's dream for Obamacare to turn into Medicare for all? Okay? So, folks, listen to me. He didn't snub her. They're staying focused on what they have. Soros's money is in Georgia. This is so goes Georgia, so goes the nation. You better wake up. All right? That's all I got. I'm concerned over that. I'm telling you, I don't know. David, I like you. I don't know, David Schaefer, if I could personally do it after what you went through with this nasty campaign that this guy is acting like nothing happened. But for the good of the party, I hate to say that. Please forgive me. I want to ask forgiveness from somebody out there who just heard me say for the good of the party. Oh, my God. I often pray that never happens to me. But for Brian Kemp, and keep George Soros out. So, David, I love you, but you got to do the serenity now, and you got to say, I'm going to campaign with Geoff Duncan. And Geoff, listen to me, damn it. Call the man up off the record and apologize. Call him up and apologize. If you do anything, we don't need to know. We don't need to know. Pick up the phone and apologize to the man. David, if you really want to see Brian Kemp as governor and you don't want to see the Barack Hussein Obama, Stacey Abrams, Hillary Clinton ticket, bring down Georgia, you got to say Geoff Duncan's name. You can't send out a statement without his name. So Duncan, call Schaefer and apologize. Schaefer, do a kumbaya. John Watson, Republican Party of Georgia, get off your ass and do Republican Party Unity Kumbaya 2.0 and get the unified party. Because let me tell you what I showed you today. The Democrats are unified. And the Democrats are not sending out messages saying that one of their own made them so mad they will never vote for them. I'm your host, BKB. We're going to take a break. I got some other stuff. Paul Manafort. I'm going to show you what's important to MSNBC when they've got nothing to do and they can't even show you the North Korean war remains, U.S. remains coming back, opening the show. And then it's Throwback Thursday, BKP. I'm going to show you some pictures of maybe when I was a kindergartner. Take us to break.